Hi, I'm Marcy for News 6. Today we have many interesting stories for you from Washington Elementary School and from Van Wert, Ohio. 3 of our classmates train birds as a hobby. Mike and Don have parakeets. Don's bird, Fred, likes to go swimming in a fish tank. Mike trains his bird, Smokey, by first getting the bird used to him. He does this by putting food in his palm and getting the bird to climb into his hand to eat. Rhonda has a yellow-headed parrot named Christy. He's 6 years old and can say words like hello, grandma, and grandpa, but he won't talk around strangers. Christy likes to watch TV, and his favorite show is Beretta. Now Shelley has news on our class project.
Our class has been studying the Middle Ages, and we built a castle as a class project. Committees were organized and were responsible for the different parts of the castle and for the writing about the play Middle Ages. One committee worked on the banners for the castle. They made banners from burlap felt and yarn. Each person came up with his own design, but some ideas came from a book on the Middle Ages. Mike Williams was chairman of the play committee. They wrote the play called The Drawing of the Sword, about Arthur becoming king. King Arthur was played by Sheila Schaefer. Inside the castle we have a table with our favorite books on it. The class is involved in a reading contest. Whoever reads one book becomes a page. 3 books a squire, 5 books a knight, and if a student reads 8 books, they become king or queen. Being a good ventriloquist takes a lot of practice. The dummy talks only when a person throws his voice. Ventriloquism is an ancient art. The Greeks thought it was the work of demons. There are no demons in our class, though. Judy Gardner and Sheila Schaefer are very good ventriloquists, and they'll get better all the time. By the way, Judy and Sheila are holding the dummies in their laps in case you couldn't tell who was who. Now here's Craig to tell you more.
The YMCA in Van Wert has just completed a new Olympic-sized swimming pool. Now many more people can use the facility at the same time. Our class is proud to have several students on the YMCA swimming team. Here you see Marcy Brem, Cindy Scott, and Scott Marsden. Scott's the one testing the water temperature. Washington School is proud of one of the citizens of Van Wert County. Dale Springer, a woodcarver, has fashioned many beautiful things from wood over the years. The Congress of the United States asked Mr. Springer to carve a plaque for the President. Here you see President Gerald Ford with Mr. Springer and the presidential seal he carved. Mr. Springer has been invited to the White House 3 times, in 1972, 1974, and 1975. Dale Springer also carved a copy of the Ohio seal and presented it to the state. There are also plans to have Mr. Springer carve a plaque for the United States Embassy in London, England, plus a seal for the Ohio Governor's Office. Van Wert is the home of the first county library in the United States. This beautiful castle-like building was named after Mr. John S. Brumbach. The cornerstone was laid in 1899, and 2 years later the building was opened for public use. The floor of the library is made from 400,000 pieces of mosaic tile. It took 4 weeks with 7 men to complete the floor. The library also contains a beautiful marble fireplace and over 65,000 books. Cindy?
Recently, we invited Mr. Stan Egler to come to our school and tell us about Isaac Van Wert and a part he played in the American Revolutionary War. Van Wert plus Mr. Paulding and Mr. Williams captured a British spy, Major John Andre, who with Benedict Arnold had conceived a plan to capture the American fort at West Point. We also saw slides of Isaac Van Wert's tombstone located in New York State. Our town was named after Isaac Van Wert, but the name was misspelled Van Wert, and the name stuck.
Did you know that Borden's Cheese Factory in Van Wert is the only cheese factory in the world that makes Liederkranz cheese? That's right. Back in 1871, Emil Frey discovered by accident how to make Liederkranz cheese, and then named the new discovery after a society his boss belonged to. The name Liederkranz means wreaths of songs. Last year, 2 students in Mrs. Wolverton's 6th grade class made a robot. Its name is Ralph, and the inventors are Jim Miller and Kevin Boroff. Ralph has many gadgets and is operated by remote control. Judy Gardner talked with Jim and Kevin about Ralph the robot.
We would like to know why you built the robot.
Well, there was a boy on TV who had built one, and he took it to his school, and a lot of people liked it. And we got the idea that we could build one and take it to school, and people would like it too. So we tried building one, mainly because we're both interested in it.
Did it cost a lot of money to get the materials?
Most materials were junk, or we either had it around the house, but we've got about $13, $14 total in things we bought.
What kind of materials did you use?
Well, he walks on windshield wiper motors. His arm moves on a windshield wiper motor. He has truck lights and car lights throughout his body, and we have fuses and circuit breakers, things like that.
Would you like to tell us what Ralph can do?
Well, to start out with, he can talk. He can also honk a horn. He can squirt water up to 12 feet. He can walk right, left, and forward. He can light up, and that's about all. Oh, he can move his arm, too.
The 6th grades at Washington School are in charge of the Thanksgiving Assembly this year. During the program, some students will be playing a clarinet duet and others will be playing their cornets. Scott Moslin will be leading the school in the Pledge to the Flag, and Jim Stevens will be reading the 100th Psalm. Thanksgiving is a time for being thankful for what we have and a time for sharing. Our class decided to make a family happy this Thanksgiving. Everyone brought in canned goods and other things to be given to a needy family. Don Brown is the chairman of the project. We feel that it would be a better world if everyone pitched in to help other people less fortunate than themselves. I'm Marcy, speaking for Shelley, Craig, and Cindy, and everyone in Mrs. Wolverton's 6th grade at Washington's Elementary School in Van Wert, Ohio, saying, have a nice day and drive carefully this winter. Good day.